All right, man. Welcome to the first episode of Subtopic. I'm your host, Subtopic. And we're going to be checking out this subtopic about the Epstein list, right? And how apparently it never existed. Let's check this out, man.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients? Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review.
So I think this was like somewhere back in February when this happened. This interview, so you can see here Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, saying that she has it on her desk. Let's check this out.
That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president.
Directive of the president. Let's go back real quick.
To review that. It's sitting on my desk right now to review. It's sitting on my desk right now to review.
It's sitting where?
It's sitting on my desk right now to.
So it was sitting on her desk right now. This was back in February. Now check this shit out, man.
Your memo and release yesterday on Jeffrey Epstein, it left
So this was today, July the 8th. Trump had a cabinet meeting, right? And this guy, right, he asked a couple of questions here. Check this out.
Lingering mysteries. One of the biggest ones was whether he ever worked for a American or foreign intelligence agency. The former labor secretary who was Miami U.S. Attorney Alex Acosta, he allegedly said that he did work for an intelligence agency. So could you resolve whether or not he did? And also, could you say why there was a minute missing from the jailhouse tape on the night of his death?
Could I just interrupt for 1 second?
So he has a couple of questions there, right? Is Jeffrey Epstein an agent, right? and then the main question, right, is well, why is there a minute missing from the video? We'll see if we can find that video evidence too. But check out this deviation, man, by Trump here. This verbiage or word salad.
You still talking about Jeffrey Epstein? This guy's been talked about for years. You're asking.
Yeah, well, we've been talking about him for years because, he did some pretty bad things, man. Hitler did some pretty bad things. That was back in the 40s when he did what he did. Who else? Lenin, I think, was another one. All these dictator types. That's from years ago. Decades ago even, and this is kind of recent. So it'll be just the same. Decades from here on after where people will still be talking about this, so this whole why are people still talking about it would be the same as saying why do people still talk about Hitler. It's the whole point of history is to learn about what people were faced with and what they did at the time, how they acted and their reactions, right, and what they did, and we can see the consequences of taking action or sitting idle and not doing anything about it. So these are the greatest lessons of history is to, they say, to learn from your mistakes or to learn from mistakes, and learn why things happen. The biggest question here would be, well, why did this happen, right? And who are the people who are involved? Who are the people on this list, right? Why did they do this, So this question here, why are people still talking about this? It's just stupid, man. It's stupid.
We have Texas, we have this, we have all of the things. And
yeah, man, we have life, we have, we get to wake up in the morning too, we count our blessings. Yeah, all these things going on in the world, they suck, right? The whole thing happening in Texas and these things, right? But this is just one of those things where, this is just deviation tactic, we don't care about this necessarily, and while it does matter and it is important, right, and it sucks what's happening, you're kind of throwing this, well, because this is on the news, we shouldn't be worrying about this. Well, that's not how it works, man. That's not how it works at all.
are people still talking about this guy, this creep? That is unbelievable. Do you want to waste the time, and do you feel like answering?
I don't mind answering.
I mean, I can't believe you're asking a question on Epstein at a time like.
No, well, you should believe it, man, because you know, people are gonna be asking this, as I mentioned, you know, for decades to come. You know, it's the same as Hitler. You know, it'll be decades from here, man. Probably our children's children. We'll be talking about Epstein, you know, and what happened, right? And so this sucks because they'll say, well, you remember the president at the time was Trump, and he did nothing about it. You know, they kept it. His administration said that they had the list, and then at the end of the day, well, there was no list, there was no desk, there was nothing. You know, so this whole thing is just dumb, bro. It's dumb. And I hope they fix it, and they fix it ASAP, man.
This where we're having some of the greatest success and also tragedy with what happened in Texas. It just seems like a desecration. But
Yeah, no, it does, and it does suck. Again, I won't take that away, man. What's happening? I'm from Texas. I'm in South Texas, so it sucks what's happening. I hate hearing about it. I hate hearing about, you know, innocent people, and even if they're not innocent, you know, any loss of life is always bad, and it sucks. You know, it sucks, and it there's nothing more that I can say beyond that. But at the end of the day, while all of that is happening, you come out and say, well, there is no list, you know. Well, this just gives all the more reason for anybody to talk about this.
you go ahead.
Sure. First, to back up on that, in February, I did an interview on Fox, and it's been getting a lot of attention because I was asked a question about the client list, and my response was, it's sitting on my desk to be reviewed, meaning the file.
Meaning, right? So they always do this, right? Like, words don't mean anything. Like, I can say something, and then, you know, later on in a couple of months, I'll say, well, you know, I did say this, but what I actually meant to say was this other thing, you know. So, you know, it's not my fault that you didn't understand what I was trying to say, right? Because what I meant at the time that I said what I said wasn't really what I was meaning to say at the time, you know. So this whole thing is just, it's stupid, man. It's so stupid, right? They gotta fire this lady, man. They gotta get rid of her, and release that list, man. That's the only way to come out of this, you know. And I'm be honest, you know, Elon Musk forming the American Party, I think is what he called it. You know, hey man, just have all your candidates say like we're for the release of that list, you know. And that'll just run on that. Just run on that, you know. Your candidates will win, man.
Along with the JFK, MLK files as well. That's what I meant by that. Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be.
So is there a list, or is there no list, or is there a desk? Is there no desk? I don't understand what all this is. And then they're gonna get to the video, right? There's a minute video in the video that they released, right, to say, you know, that this proves that Jeffrey Epstein did, in fact, you know, unalive himself, right? But it doesn't prove anything, man. All it is it's just footage of a door. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's just footage of a door, man. Let me see if I can find that. Hang on. Let me see. However you spell his name. So here it is. Watch. Check this out.
What if one simple chew could turn constant itching into complete comfort? This is what would happen if you gave...
Taking a live look at the White House.
All right, let's see if we can fast forward this. Where do they show the video? So check this out, man. We have the video right here, right? There's all the evidence. This is evidence, right?
The area in the overnight hours.
And let's see, where is it when it happens? They say somewhere around. There's a jump in the minute. For the video, maybe this isn't the best example for video. Hang on. I should have pulled this one up too ahead of time. Yeah, see that guy's talking about it. The minute disaster. Let's see. Let's check this out.
No client lists. This is a separate facility from the MDC, the Metropolitan Detention Center, where Sean Diddy Combs caught. So according to officials, if any sort of assassin had walked through...
All right, nah, none of this helps, man. But there is a video where, you know, you can see like the time here on the bottom. It kind of like jumps. It jumps like a whole minute or something. And it's very suspicious. It's like, well, you know, what the hell was that, man? It's like, It's like, this is the supposed to be the video and all, and then this happens. This is like this is crazy. I think they said it happened somewhere around the 12 minute mark, at the 12-hour mark, be just before. Let's look at the comments, man. Right here, watch. Oh, they cut it out, eh? Yeah. Yeah, it's a shame I can't find that, man. But yeah, no. So she's gonna talk about it here.
Child porn down.
All right, yeah, we can include that, Let's see. So yeah, man, the whole thing sucks, right? Just release the list, man. That's all you gotta do. Just release the list, and this will blow over ASAP. You don't want the backlash of this, right? It'll cost in the midterms. That's for damn sure, man. So if it does, right, we'll come back to this video and we'll see, like, hey, this is what happened, right? It was here, but let me know what you all think in the comments, man, about this, about what we're finding out here, and let me know what you'd like to see, man. Would you be in favor of, seeing that list, right? What do you think the repercussions would be, if it turns out that, the major powers or people in power are found on that list, and that just adds, suspicion and anything else. But let me know in the comments, and that's it for now. I'll see you all in the next one, man. Peace.